What's up guys, and welcome to the Spa circuit today, and it is time for another Ultimate Career episode. It's round number 26, and it's round number 7 of the 2011 season. We're here for the Belgian Grand Prix, and the team wants us to finish 15th or above, which is not a great expectations from the team. But anyway, after a 4th position last time out at our home Grand Prix in Britain, we arrive at a circuit which doesn't hold too fond memories for us. Yes, last season in 2010, you can see the race stats are on the screen now. Jenson Button took the victory and he snatched it from our grasp. Although it may not look like it from where we finished, we were in fact leading up until the final lap of the Grand Prix, where we spun the car and incurred a 20-second time penalty, I believe, for spinning out Button. So yeah, we did not score any points whatsoever. It was definitely a race to forget after Sebastian Vettel took the pole position last season. But now it's time to see who could take pole position this season at the Spa circuit, which as always throws up some unpredictable conditions. It's time for qualifying. So then Q1 was here, and although rain was forecast for the session, it looked as if it was dry at the moment here at Spa, and we managed to get there get out there nice and early in the first qualifying session. In fact, topping the session very early up. But in fact, going out there once again after our time was beaten by Alguersuari and Alonso, and this lap was looking a lot better than our first one. And as you can see, we took P3 behind Kobayashi and Alonso. That was enough to see us safely through into Q2, with Adrian Sutil in the Force India the notable casualty from Q1. Q2 was here, and so was the rain, and it was time to see how the drivers could contend with the wet conditions, as we looked as if we were struggling with just a few minutes left in Q2. We yet to set a time, or at least a competitive one, but now getting out there with just 50 seconds to go, and it looks as if we were going to put in a competitive time, and that in fact got us P4. And as the times were tumbling, Jenson Button and Michael Schumacher, along with Nick Heidfeld as well, they were the notable sort of eliminations from Q2. And then now Q3 also saw a wet qualifying session at a circuit which has always been unpredictable when it comes to the weather. And we managed to get out there with just 2 minutes left and set our first time of the session. That got us P2. And then we were then knocked down to P3 after Mark Webber took provisional pole, although we went purple through the first sector with just less than 2 minutes to go. And this was looking as if it was going to be our final lap, taking the track limits really to the edge, and now coming through P1. Really going to be testing this Williams car right to the edge, once again running it out wide, but we're just taking a little bit too much, as we may have just got on the gas a little bit too early, and that was our qualifying over. Only managing to take 5th position, as it looks as if the conditions were improving towards the end of the session. But it was Mark Webber and Lewis Hamilton who were going to be sharing the front row of the grid, with, in fact, Fernando Alonso only managing 9th position. We managed to complete the team's objectives, and now it was going to be interesting to see how we were going to do for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's now time for the race, and it's intermediate conditions this time, and once again another wet session on this weekend at Spa. And now we're sitting on the grid, and we've got the lights for the Belgian Grand Prix. 4, 5 lights, and away we go. The 5th light was not on for long at all, and we managed to get a little bit bogged down at the start, but not too bad as we now go into turn 1. Maybe looking around the outside of some cars here. We've gone down to P6, but there's been a few cars that have been held up there, and we managed to get the jump on 3 cars into turn 1, up to P3, a podium position, and knocking up into Rich Mix to maybe go and try and catch Felipe Massa, who's currently in P2, and they're squabbling away for the lead. And well, now it looks as if we're maybe going to try and get a little bit of slipstream, as we've got Nico Rosberg behind us. He's got a great run, and wow, what a move, as he's got the Mercedes engine, but he just can't maybe take it round the outside. No, he has. He's still there, and he's got great traction out of that turn, and it looks as if Nico Rosberg has got the move done, and looks as if he's going to try and bolt away now as we come into the hairpin corner, which really does give you a lot of understeer. And now as we come through No Name, and once again just trying not to run it off the track, but now skipping all the way on to lap 4, and we're still occupying P4, and Felipe Massa is just ahead of us, so Rosberg's taken him as well as we come through Blanchimont, and we've got a massive moment there. We somehow managed to control the car. I'm still astounded to this day how on earth I managed to keep the car on track, and we still in fact managed to keep in contact with Felipe Massa. So that really was amazing. But anyway, coming now to start the 5th lap of the Grand Prix. There's 13 laps in the Grand Prix. And now Massa has braked very, very early. And are we going to maybe try and hook it around the outside of Massa here? That will be interesting to see. And as it looks as if we've got the move done, yes we have. Knocking it up into Rich Mixture, into Eau Rouge. Are we going to get the move done? Yes, we are. And, well, a very, very, very good move that was, in fact, on Felipe Massa. But anyway, this rain, which is currently intermediate conditions, looks as if it may be dying off soon as we go purple through Sector 2. So the conditions evidently improving, even though we are on heavily worn tyres. But at the moment, it's definitely still time for intermediate tyres. Not getting a huge snap of oversteer that time as we come through Blanchimont at turns 17 and 18 and into the bus stop chicane. Very close behind Nico Rosberg. But as we come into the pit lane now for our first and maybe only stop of the afternoon, depending on the weather conditions. As I was saying, the rain is predicted to stop. And as we come into the pit lane now, it might be interesting to see whether the rain has in fact stopped. And, well, I can't see actually any drops on the screen. There are in fact, well, any fresh raindrops appearing on the screen. So maybe the rain has already stopped. And, well, we've got to come in for another set of intermediate tyres because those were absolutely gone. So anyway, we're on a fresh set of inters now, out in P6, but most of the cars in front of us have still got to pit again, if not all of them, as we come through Eau Rouge and skip now onto lap 7, and you can see that we're in fact switching onto the option tyres because this track is really drying out quick. And have we got the... Yes, we have. We've got the jump on Nico Rosberg. So that was a great strategy call from the Williams guys to bring us in on lap 6 and then burn a bit of fuel on lap 7. And now coming towards the end of lap 9, just look at that. The conditions have completely improved. And coming now back towards the bus stop chicane. And we've decided to go on for another lap. Mark Webber has come in and maybe the Williams guys just want us to stay out till the end. There's only four laps left. And the track is still wet. And at this point I was thinking, you know what? It's definitely not time for dry tyres, is it? At this moment, and at the end of lap 10, we also decide to stay out. So we are completely committed to this now. As Mark Webber behind us, let's see what the gap is back to him. Are we going to get a time delta? Yes, 3 seconds. As our tyres are really starting to overheat a bit now. And I'm starting to panic at this stage because on lap 11, you can see how much Mark Webber is catching on us as we come through Pouan and then towards Campus. And, wow, just look at that understeer as we come through turn 13 and 14. We've lost the lead of the Grand Prix, which is no surprise. And coming through Stavelot now, well, it looks as if Webber is going to bolt into the distance. And we've gained absolutely nothing from this, basically. So we might as well have just come in for an option tyre and sort of covered the strategy. And come lap 13, look at the temperature of the tyres as we're trying to block off Lewis Hamilton coming into Pouan. And coming into this famous turn 12, we're getting so much under oversteer, everything steer, as we run it out wide onto the curb, and we've lost our front wing. Oh my god, no, we've gone spinning, and that is it. We are, well, it looks like we're out of the Belgian Grand Prix. We are toppling positions, and there is no chance that we're going to be able to score any points whatsoever. Our championship rival has passed us, and as we come into the pit lane, how we wish we'd done this 3 or 4 laps ago. Well, oh my god, what was I thinking? Well, lads, I thought the conditions weren't going to improve too much and that we might be taking 25 points home. And I got way, way too greedy because we are going to be scoring no points whatsoever this afternoon. And, well, this circuit just does not bring us any luck whatsoever, does it? 2 seasons in a row, we have scored no points at this circuit. And as we can now come towards the end of the lap, Mark Webber's taken the victory, so luckily it wasn't our championship rival, Sebastian Vettel. But as we come round the final corner, it is a miserable afternoon. And, well, what can I say? 17th place, a fastest lap of 1:51, and we have lost out big time in the championship race. Although we still should be leading the championship, Mark Webber has got 25 points, with Lewis Hamilton and Felipe Massa making up the podium. Nico Rosberg, after a promising start to the afternoon, he only ended up 4th, with Fernando Alonso in 5th and Sebastian Vettel, I believe, in 6th position. But, well, look what all that means for the drivers' standings. I can in fact tell you that we are top of it, still on 110 points, with Sebastian Vettel's only 11 points behind us now, with Fernando Alonso on 87. And well, that was a pretty awful afternoon for ourselves, and in fact it was also for the Constructors' Championship, with Red Bull now bolting off into the distance on 166 points, and Ferrari have overtaken us. They are now on 135 points, with Williams there on 110. Still going strong, I guess, in third place, and at least we do still have the lead of the Drivers' Championship. I do apologise for that, guys, but, well, there's not much I can really do, is there? We didn't meet the objective, which was 12th or above, and, well, guys, if we can hit 100 likes on this, I will bring out the Italian Grand Prix, where hopefully we can have some better luck. But thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.